So I'm really excited to show you now. Please give it up for Alethea and Ruth! So, I impulse bought a flight to Vancouver. I'm not really sure why I did that. I'm afraid of flying. But the ticket was really cheap because I can fit in the overhead bin. And I sell those seats now. Yeah, I'm going alone actually, and I usually like my flights to be like my first period. My mommy there to explain it to me. Yeah, and the planes are crazy. Like, why even come up with that? Like, what happened to a good old-fashioned cross-country horse and buggy ride? You know, like you just think that something that can fly across the sky wouldn't be able to be taken out by the weather. You know, planes as a concept are just crazy too. It's like that Kendall Jenner Pepsi commercial. It's a lot of faith to put in a metal tube, you know? Yeah, and then you get on, and then the flight attendants give their little speech as if you're not about to defy gravity. They're like, please stow your items under the seat in front of you. There are restrooms at the front and the rear of the plane, and in the event of an emergency, just pick a fucking window and jump. Like, pardon me? And like I said, I'm going by myself. And I am just a teenage girl, only 24. What if I get the middle seat? Which armrest is mine in that situation, you know? What if I have to pee? Do I have to talk to the person beside me? I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. And then when I'm sitting there on hour 3 of holding my pee, watching the little airplane move across the screen, I'm going to start thinking thoughts. I'm going to start thinking about everything I've ever heard of that's happened on a plane. Like, what if this is the plane with the snakes on it? You know, and think, Y2K things are coming back, like low-rise jeans, butterfly clips, 9/11. Yeah, and it's just like, you've heard of Amelia Earhart. Like, if there's a Bermuda Triangle, who's to say there isn't a Saskatchewan Square? And if this thing starts going down, I don't trust the pilots. Because one thing about pilots, they are hoes, okay? That man up there, he has a drinking problem and a second family. If this thing starts going down, he's not pulling a Sully Sullenberger. He doesn't have the morals. And it would just really suck to die on a plane, you know? Like, you're gonna die, you know you're gonna die, and who the fuck are all these people? They're not my mommy. I don't know them, and like, we have to die together, that just feels a little intimate to me. I don't know, I'm not into that. So if anyone has any travel tips after the show, please let me know, but don't include alcohol because I will have to pee, and I rebuke the airplane toilet. I will not go there. And speaking of terrifying ways to travel, anyone been on the TTC lately? Yeah, it's like Gotham City out there. Great, it's really terrible. I was gonna say, especially for women, but to be honest, it's been pretty like equal opportunity assault. Yeah, so we all just have to stay ready, you know? Like when I'm on the subway platform, I'll like stand against the wall, I'll try to stick near other women, and if I'm on the streetcar, I'll stand up near the driver and hope they didn't notice I tapped a child. Presto. Yeah. But it's just really hard to be prepared, you know, when you live in a horror movie jump scare. You don't really know what to do, because like in Canada, we can't do like pepper spray or anything like that. But what you can do is use what you happen to have on you. So I might just happen to pick up axe throwing. I don't know, I'm thinking about it. But if I don't do that, I would love some tips on how to defend myself with what I like usually have on me, which is like 7 Shoppers Drug Mart receipts and like some loose Advil. Yeah, it just really sucks having to be like vigilant. Like, I just want to put in my headphones and blast a true crime podcast and go on my little hot girl walk, but the potential of being the victim in the next episode of the podcast really ruins the vibe there. Yeah, like every time I walk into a station, I become Sherlock Holmes. It's like, okay, I've deduced that man is very tall, but he's got a tote bag and a film camera. So I don't think he's gonna push me onto the tracks, but he will ghost me on Hinge. 100%. And the government's response to all this is to increase the TTC fare and give the police $1 billion. That's what they did last year. And then they gave them 48 million more, as if we're not already living like we're trying to give Batman his origin story. You know, like there's definitely a kid out there right now developing main character syndrome as we speak because his mom got slapped in the face at Kennedy Station. So, yeah, like, you know, with $1 billion, the only thing I should be worried about is how to prove that I am 12 years of age when the fair inspector shows up. Thank you.